Hello, Hi-Crest fam. FBC's mission statement is helping people find and follow Jesus Christ. The vision is to see those whose lives have been transformed by following Christ leave godly legacies. As the elders of FBC prayed and agreed to plant the Hi-Crest campus, this was not a change in mission, but a continuance. From the beginning, they have wanted to be a part of what God is doing in Shawnee County. So out of obedience and optimism, they said yes to planting the campus. And a group of 60 people, some from the Urish campus and some from the Hi-Crest community, planted the campus just 2.5 short years ago. At the Hi-Crest campus, we regularly share that church is not an event or a place, but a group of people whose lives center around two things: gospel and community. With the launch of the Hi-Crest campus, FBC became one church in two distinct locations. We have learned a lot and grew a lot. Our elders initially thought that the Hi-Crest campus will be between 50 to 75 people. And before COVID, we were averaging about 350 people on campus on a Sunday. As we've grown, the elders had a decision to make. FBC could keep playing addition, or we could take another bold step and multiply. Once again, the choice would be the bold one. The same type of boldness that led them to plant FBC and the Hi-Crest campus. Our leadership saw an opportunity to have two groups of people whose lives center around gospel and community, launching other groups into distinct contexts to help people find and follow Jesus Christ. By making this move to launch the Hi-Crest campus as an autonomous local church, Fellowship Hi-Crest will free up resources for both bodies to take their next steps. We hope to see both bodies leaving a godly legacy by helping people find and follow Jesus Christ, not only on their existing campuses, but also in other distinct contexts through church plants, church partnerships, and campuses. Now, what will this look like? What changes immediately? The Hi-Crest campus is located in the 66605 zip code. That zip code is one of the hottest zones for COVID positives in our county. We're also located in a locale that is very diverse, and as we have seen, there is an ethnic gap in regards to the impact of the virus along those lines. Our campus has narrow hallways with no air handling in many areas of the building. You couple this with the small staff that we have, the work and effort it would take to finalize all the necessary work to make the transition final by January 1st, and we have concluded that we are simply not equipped to have on-campus services right now. Therefore, we have already begun to equip our community group leaders to function like house churches for the rest of the 2020 calendar year. We're encouraging our community groups to gather to watch services and for midweek group times. I know this is a disappointment for all of us, and we are willing to sit and process that with you. Remember, as we have stated during our current sermon series, you gathering in this way is as close to what the New Testament church looked like than almost anything we've done in the past. Will God move? I believe so. There are around 40 miracles in the book of Acts, and about 39 of them happen outside of the gathered church. While in this phase, we'll be committed to offering the highest quality online Sunday and midweek experiences that we can. Our youth ministry will kick back off meeting in person every other Thursday beginning September 3rd. Our children's ministry will be launching weekly content starting in September. They'll also be delivering every month what we call survival packs to families that will be full of tools and resources to help you disciple your kids. We'll be rolling out a new system to help make providing childcare simpler and easier to access for community groups. Our children's ministry will be hosting monthly in-person fun events for families. We'll not be offering Rooted this fall, but we will be offering Church Forsaken and more midweek major material for groups. We'll also be hosting different experiences for groups of groups, like prayer experiences for smaller portions of the body that we can handle safely at our campus or outside. Some of us guys have already even started to gather on Tuesday mornings for prayer. We've begun offering weekday morning devotionals on our Facebook and YouTube page that you can follow. We'll be offering creative forms of worship and interaction over various platforms. You can even find us on Instagram now. We'll have all types of surprises and things that we have planned that we'll bring up and name later. In the intermediate phase, Fellowship Hi-Crest is in the midst of a rebranding. And while keeping the Fellowship Hi-Crest name, we will change things up a little bit. We'll transition our church management software. We'll communicate changes as they occur. Long term, as I've stated, we'll look to have this transition go final by January 1st. At that time, we plan to be operating with our own elders. Right now, the two candidates for those elder positions are Colin Ballou and Brill Watson. We'll take them through our elder process. Jill Rice, the female member of our teaching team, will serve as an advisor to our elders and sit in on the meetings. We'll be a teaching elder team, and as such, Jill will be allowed to teach solo from the stage, as any other member of our teaching team does, under the authority of our church elders. At the Hi-Crest campus, you have heard us speak about what it means to be a partner. We'll formalize the partnership process. We'll have official church partners at the end of this transition. What do we need from you? Well, first of all, we need your prayers for support and perseverance. We need your encouragement. This is exciting, but it won't be easy. We need you to plug into service each week where we'll give you updates on the progress of the transition. We need you to continue to be sacrificially generous. There will come a time when we'll ask you to transition your giving to a different platform, but right now we need you to continue giving as normal. We need your patience. This won't be a turnkey or a light switch thing. We have a plan, but there will be an in-between time where we'll be operating between two systems. And then there'll be another time where we're working on all brand new systems. This will take time and patience, not only because of what is required to switch modes, but also because life happens and no plan ever goes perfectly. Also, you may have been on the sideline enjoying all the quality ministry that's been offered through Fellowship Hi-Crest to this point. We need you to step up. We need you to fill some of the holes that's been left by our brothers and sisters from the Urish campus. Is God asking you to take your next step by starting to serve, or even by serving in a way that may have been uncomfortable before, that's outside of your comfort zone? Send us a Facebook message, an email, or just fill out the online connection card at our website, fellowshiphighcrest.com, to let us know, and we'll get you plugged in. I want to say this. We don't take these steps lightly. We know that there are people at both campuses with strong ties to the other. Some people were married at FBC, baptized as a part of FBC, went through rooted at FBC, saw their kids step across the line of faith at FBC. There will be a sense of grieving, as there should be. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end, and grieving is a natural and healthy part of transitions and change that happens in life. As I initially processed this, I was sad, and I thought to myself, I thought that we could make this work. My sadness turned to excitement as I thought, who said it didn't work? Because things move faster than I think they should, or in a different way than I predicted, does that mean that God's will didn't happen? So grieve, but grieve as those who have hope and optimism in the promises of God. And always remember, at Fellowship Hi-Crest, when we say church, we're not referring to a building or event. When we say church, we're referring to a group of people whose lives center around both gospel and community. Gospel is always our content, and community is always our context. As we power up in our core relationship with God, it allows us to pour into relationships with our family, our community groups, the body at large, and spill out into the community that surrounds us. Fellowship Hi-Crest, let's continue being the church and see what God can do with a group of people whose lives are centered on Him and whose love extends to all those around them. I'm excited for what God has planned for both FBC and for Fellowship Hi-Crest. We'll talk to you later. Continue to power up, pour in, and spill out.